Hello everybody and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. Now that everything is done and over with, we've showed off everything, all the legendaries, and everything else that there was to offer, and all the badges that we have, all 16 of them. I'd say it's time we go ahead and end off this adventure with Mount Silver, the final dungeon in this game, and once you go inside, it's perpetually dark, so of course you're going to need flash. Ugh, yeah, I know. So, the thing about Mount Silver, it's actually a short dungeon in this game. Well, I mean, this gen at least, because Heart Gold and Soul Silver actually expanded it to where, there's more rooms, and there's actually, you actually go outside of the base of the mountain, kind of similar to Mount Coronet in the Sinnoh games. But yeah, the thing with Mount Silver, it's, I mean, not that much of a labyrinth-like kind of dungeon, like I said, short, but there's a bunch of items that you can pick up, so which is what I'm going to do, some stat enhancers that we have here. And another thing is that the Pokemon that you'll encounter, they're basically like the strongest kind of wild encounters you'll encounter, but it's actually just Pokemon that are like in their level 40s or mid 40s and whatnot. Most of it's like either I would say like Onyxes or I think Rhyhorns. But also one thing I actually found out is that like I was as I was grinding up my team, because as you just saw there, I actually grinded up my team up to level 55, because one of my recording sessions I went to the end with a level 50s, but it actually just fell flat on its face. So I went ahead and did some off-screen grinding and grinded them to a level 55, and they're definitely ready. Spoiler warning, Iwata still did not learn Flamethrower. I guess it just learns Flamethrower at a later level, so it's still stuck with Flame Whale, and it'll be that way for the rest of this playthrough. But while I was doing some grinding, it was actually where I found Larvitar. Yeah, you actually find Larvitar in Mount Silver. So if you ever wanted this beast of a Tyranitar that you want to have, then this is you can just catch a Larvitar here. But very late game, I might add. So yeah, it's, you won't encounter it until like much later, like after getting all 16 of the badges. Although you can actually just catch and train in one of the versions, but, just a very late game. Also, once you're outside of Mount Silver, and I think it's only a night exclusive. That's actually the area where you can find Misdreavus. I did talk about Misdreavus as the only Ghost-type Pokemon in Gen 2, but the only kind of Ghost-type Pokemon we've encountered in the Agritique gym, where it was just a Ghastly line, and that was it. But yeah, there was like the only other Ghost type there is in Gen 2, so there was a Misdreavus. But yeah, only one of those. And to talk about Misdreavus, it's supposedly a good special attacker, but unfortunately, because Ghost type is physical in this gen, then it's not exactly useful at all, and its physical attack is a bit lower. Thankfully, though, come Gen 4, then it does actually get better with with some Ghost-type moves, but like Shadow Ball being special. Not only that, but it also gets an evolution with Miss Magius, so that actually did wonders for it. So yeah, Mount Silver, like I said, just has a few rooms, but yeah, we're just gonna fully explore Mount Silver, because it's still a short dungeon, because you mainly would just want to go through go to this cave that was up there that we just passed, because that's where the final room is, but we're not gonna do that. Well, I mean, we're gonna do it shortly, but we want to explore this place first, first. Goddamn, speaking gibberish again. What the hell? I'm having a brain fart attack there. Yeah, that's just what we're gonna do. Is just exploring Mount Silver and just pick up some items. So yeah, it's quite an adventure I would have, and just finally made it to the finale. And it actually managed to be a lot longer than my Pokemon Red Let's Play, because my Let's Play of Pokemon Red. It was only like 35 episodes long, because Pokemon Red and Blue is it's not that long, but my Crystal Let's Play actually it's gotten even longer. I managed to get past 50 episodes. Like, wow. All right, so let's get to the cave, and there we go. And this is the final room, so we go across here, and then we reach the end. Oh, hello there. I see. There's a familiar face right here. You do look awfully familiar. Let's talk to you. Oh, not gonna talk here. There's none but dots here. Alright, folks, this is it. This is the final battle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pokemon Trainer. Oh my god, it's me from Gen 1! It's from my Pokemon Red Let's Play. Okay, just kidding. So yeah, this is Pokemon Trainer Red. This is our final challenge, our final opponent in this entire playthrough. The final battle of this entire game, and he's gonna start with Pikachu. And look at that right there! Level 81! Holy fucking shit! Level 81 Pikachu! Like, my god! Like, what the hell happened? Anyway, so to talk about the Pikachu here, this Pikachu has moves Charm, Quick Attack, Thunderbolt, and Thunder. It's also going to start with Charm for some reason, which sharply lowers the physical attack stat of the opponent. But of course, if you have a ground type attack like Druk here, and with the same type of attack bonus with Earthquake, then it's kind of a cakewalk. And thankfully though, Charm actually missed though, so I mean I was able to take it out easily. Next up is Espeon. Espeon is considered to be the actually be careful with Espeon here because it is without doubt the wall for Red's team, and no matter what, Espeon is very speedy. It's very fast and faster than Nightshade here because unfortunately with the high special attack set of Psychic. For what Espeon has, and Nightshade just went down in one shot. I thought I was going to chance it there, but due to Nightshade or Gengar being part poison type, then that's where I had a disadvantage. So yeah, you're going to be stuck with Espeon for quite a bit here. But Espeon has moves Mud Slap, Swift, Reflect, and Psychic, but it's going to be spamming Psychic quite a bit here. So yeah, you want to make sure you have the right Pokemon here. As a matter of fact, when I talk about Misdreavus, it's actually your only best bet here because with Misdreavus being a Ghost type, and it'll be at least level 45 here. And also, not to mention, later on, Red's going to be sending out a Snorlax that we'll be seeing, and since it's a normal type, then it's actually completely immune to Ghost type attacks. But then also Misdreavus, being a Ghost type is immune to normal type attacks. So so it's actually that's actually a good Pokemon to use for this battle, even though I didn't really catch one. But I'm just sticking with my old team because that's the way they usually go. So anyhow, so yeah, so as you can see here with Red's team, with Pikachu starting with level 81. Well, I think it was level 81 when I last saw it, but yeah, the rest of his team are in their 70s. Like, what the hell? Because like, for throughout the entire journey up to this point, most of the trainers you're battling, even the ones in Kanto, would be either in the level 30s or level 20s. Like, even the ones in Kanto are in their level 20s. With Gen 2 being very notorious for its weird-ass level curve. And so, like, once you make it to Mount Silver, and, like, even with the Pokemon that are in the wild Pokemon in their are in their level 40s or their mid-40s, and then you get to Red, and then you see all these Pokemon, the level 80 Pikachu and all the others being, like, level 75, you'd be like, whoa, like, holy fuck, like, what the hell happened here? And like, and this is one of those things that you'd definitely be like underprepared for this. So, if you want to prepare yourself for Red, then you're gonna need to do a lot of grinding, and that's actually what I did. Just grinding my Pokemon up to level 55s, but they're definitely ready for this one. But yeah, you're gonna be in for a real surprise, and it kind of makes sense though with Red being Red's Pokemon being in their mid 70s because he was a protagonist in Gen 1 and he was a champion, and so his Pokemon would be stronger at this point. So I mean, kind of makes sense. But at the same time though, it's very weird, just seeing like all his Pokemon like that there. So anyway, now we took down the Espeon. So yeah, that was like quite a big wall, and with Espeon being just spamming the ever-living shit out of Psychic. And then next up is Charizard. Charizard has moves Flamethrower, Wing Attack, Slash, and Fire Spin. Which I don't know why it would just have the move Fire Spin. But of course, if you have a Rock type like Druk here, and just well, okay. I mean, even though Charizard is quad weak to Rock type attacks, and it still managed to survive Rock Throw. And it's because Rock Throw isn't really as powerful as later Rock type moves like Rock Slide, which I don't really have. Druk doesn't even have Rock Slide for the moveset, and I don't think Rock Slide's a TM in this gen. I think it's some other kind of way. So I mean, I don't know if it learns it naturally or because I know some of the TMs got like different moves in this gen, so I don't know if it's even a TM in Gen 2. And then after knocking out that Charizard, next up we have Venusaur, and yeah, as you can probably already guess right about now, Red also does have all three of the final evolved forms of the Kanto starters. And Venusaur here has Sunny Day, Giga Drain, Synthesis, and Solar Beam. Now, for some reason, like, strategically you could have used Sunny Day first, and then that way there it'll be able to use Solar Beam instantaneously. But it's still using Solar Beam anyway, so it had to just waste a turn for it to charge up. And I think one thing about Synthesis is that if the Pokemon uses Sunny Day, like during its okay, now it's using Sunny Day. But one cool thing about Synthesis is that during the intense sunlight weather, Synthesis actually doubles the healing effect. So it's actually a real helpful for this point, at least from what I remember. Okay, now it's able to use Solar Beam instantaneously, so there you go. Thankfully though, since Skarmory is Steel and Flight type, and so it's quad resistant against grass type attacks, so there we go. But let's see, that's what I was trying to say here. Yeah, I was trying to talk about like how with Red being the... Oh, yeah, this is where it's using Synthesis. Yeah, whenever Venusaur's HP gets to the red zone, then, yeah, that's what he's using Synthesis. And, yeah, I was right. It's actually fully healed. So, yeah, once during the intense sunlight weather, then Synthesis healing effect actually does double. So, yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind for, like, when he uses Synthesis. So, yeah, like I said, folks, since, yeah, because of all these with Red Team being in the level 70s, and since and because of the strategies that Red could use, this is without a doubt one of the toughest, if not the toughest battle they could ever come across in this gen. And I mean, for a while, probably the toughest one in the franchise overall. Although I will say that the Indigo Disc DLC and Scarlet and Violet, holy fuck, the Elite Four, ugh, goddamn. But yeah. Well, thankfully, with a sunny day effect going on, then at least Flame Wheel is a little stronger. Too bad I wanted so you can learn a Flamethrower. We're still stuck with Flame Wheel. So and next up is Blastoise. Blastoise. Well, actually, Blastoise is another wall to face here because with Blastoise being quite tanky and well being a bit of a bulky water type Pokemon. And has moves Rain Dance, Blizzard, Surf, and Whirlpool for some reason. I don't know why it has Whirlpool. But it could also potentially use Rain Dance, so that way there will power up the water type attack. So that's something to keep in mind as well. In fact, so well, since I'm having Audrey out and with it being a grass type, then of course it'll use Blizzard. So you watch out for that one. But it can also miss it pretty easily because of its low accuracy. But damn! I got a critical hit right there, but then just went and it survived the attack. Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's finished off with cut, and then there we go. So another thing about Red is that well, actually to talk about Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it's actually even tougher though because he actually increases the Pokemon's levels up to like all of its Pokemon team are level 80s. Not only that though, but since it's actually outside where it's hailing, then there's going to be a bit of hailstorm in battle, which unless if a Pokemon's an Ice type, all the Pokemon will take damage every turn because of the hailing effect. And not only that though, but and also in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Red actually trades out his Espeon for Lapras, which I believe is the same Lapras that he got from the guy in Self Company. Espeon I think was the same kind of Eevee from Celadon City that evolved to Espeon. So. Anyway, last but not least is Snorlax. Snorlax here is the biggest wall that in Red's team, with its high defense and all that there. So there's a bit of strategy I was going for against Snorlax, but Snorlax here has moves Amnesia, Snore, Rest, and Body Slam. And yes, it will be using Rest, but of course it has moves, but with the move Snore, which it can be used while the Pokemon's asleep. So it's the only thing it can ever do as a way for attack while it's asleep. But yeah, it'll try to heal itself. And yeah, it'll try to use Body Slam as well, which may cause paralysis sometimes. Now, there is a bit of a strategy they can do. Now, of course, one thing about Misdreavus is that you can actually just be able to use that since it's immune to normal type attacks. But the one kind of strategy I was going for against this Snorlax is that, oh, god damn it, still using my paralysis here. Let's see, it was, oh yeah, so the one kind of strategy I was going for Snorlax is that since Snorlax is very high in defense, since I have a Rock Smash, you can actually just be able to use it. Like, well, it does very little damage, with having a low power. It does actually sometimes drop the physical defense. So that's one kind of strategy I was going for. So I'm going to be using a Rock Smash a few times until I've managed to drop its defense enough times, and then what I'll do is I'll just finish off with Strength. So it's actually real helpful. In fact, Rock Smash can be useful for one thing, just as long as it drops down its defense. So yeah, that's basically the whole thing about Red. Is that yeah, like I said, he's a final opponent for in this gen, and You know, being for the fact that, you know, it's very sunny, he's actually, you know, in training in Mount Silver, because after he became champion in Gen 1, then he went on to Mount Silver to do some training, and you know, he never even calls his mom either. Like his mom's worried about him, and he doesn't even bother to call her let her know that he's okay. That piece of shit. But, you know, we're going to put him in his place here, and then, yes! Alright, folks, we did it! Snorlax has been defeated. Daruk, once again, I am proud of you for you to do such a good job. First with Miltank, or Winnie's Miltank, and now Snorlax. And with that, Red has been defeated. We have defeated the biggest challenge there ever was. And so, the adventure is over. Yep, there we go. There's the credits. And Red has disappeared, of course, disappeared on the face of the earth. Although you can actually challenge him again after you beat the Elite Four again, then he'll come back to Mount Silver, and then you can do a rematch against him. So, anyway, we did it. That was it. That was the final battle against Red. We defeated Red, and now there's nothing else going on. So we've pretty much done with everything. So, with that said, this is the end of the Pokemon Crystal Let's Play. We finally made it to the end. So, I guess we'll go ahead and just you know, talk about, you know, the whole adventure here. So it was a real great ride, real nostalgia too, because you know Pokemon Gen 2. Well, you know, I grew up with playing Gold and Silver. I had a copy of Gold, and you know, it was actually my absolute favorite game growing up when I was a kid. You know, I've had so much nostalgic memories with Gen 2, and you know, just going back to it really does fill me with you know, just really does bring back the kind of memories that there was about this game. Now, of course, having gotten older and, you know, going back to this, there were some noticeable design choices that seemed pretty bad. Like, you know, the one thing that I've actually complained and bitched about a lot was, of course, the obvious thing, the level curve. You know, the level curve is very pathetic. So, you know, if you're looking for a real big challenge for in Gen 2, well, you're not going to find it here because Johto, the game itself, is very much easy for a lot of the trainers. Because of how low level their Pokemon are, and you're not going to be getting much experience. So once you see these kind of difficulty spikes with the Elite Four, then you're gonna be having a bit of a bad time there. So there's quite a lot of grinding overall. But you know, having you guys understand that, you know, I still do love Gen 2 to this day. You know, I mean, I guess I'm kind of nostalgic for it, but you know, overall, you know. If you ever wanted to the Johto experience, I would highly recommend Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because Heart Gold and Soul Silver does so many things better, and you know, it's done absolute wonders for to update the Johto games. Now, granted though, since it's from Gen 4, then of course you're gonna be dealing with a slow ass Gen 4 engine, because that's kind of one of the major gripes about Gen 4. Is that's kind of the one drawback about Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but everything else about the remakes is just it's just, you know, phenomenal. It's just vastly improved. So you know, if you want to play Johto, play Heart Gold and Soul Silver for the Nintendo DS. You know, it's, you know, just why go back to the original Gen 2 when Heart Gold and Soul Silver exists? You know, because they did so much wonders to make the definitive Johto experience, and you know, it's just. It's just so good. It very much is. And I know some of you guys who are like, if you love it so much, why are you playing the original Gen 2? Well, you know, because you know, I at least want to play the game's original form, because, you know, since Johto was... Because, you know, Johto was the main region for Gen 2, so of course I'm going to play the original. Well, you know, the definitive Crystal version. So, I mean, I had to play the game in its original form, of course. Because, you know, that's kind of thing with the... with this channel, is that, you know, I want to play the original version, unless there's of course the enhanced versions though, like Crystal, for instance. So yeah, what else there is to say? Yeah, but you know, like I said, I still do like going back to Gen 2, but you know, if I ever want to replay Johto, I go back to Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and you know, I think you should too, because you know, they're so much better in many ways possible with, you know, with how you know, they kind of do fix the leveling issue, but only in Kanto. I mean, it's still there in Johto, but they do at least fix it once you get to Kanto. And yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say, you know. But you know, with many of the features going on, like, you know, with Pokemon following behind you, which is something that I've been begging Game Freak to bring back for quite some time now. They actually have been bringing it back consistently, but you know, there was that and the extra features that would have, and you know, a lot of stuff there, but you know, it was still a good ride regardless. A nice little journey with some Pokemon to see, and of course, one kind of problem Gen 2 has is that most of the Johto Pokemon you can only get, like, you can't even access until like late game. Which another thing that Heart Gold and Soul Silver fixed is thanks to the Safari Zone, so you can actually just get those Pokemon in that instance. And so yeah. Now, granted though, if you ever actually want to see what the original Gold and Silver was like, then you can actually play it. Now, I wish I could say that's available on the 3DS eShop because that's what I was playing on right now, playing on with the 3DS capture card. But sad to say that that's down in the dumps right now, so there's no way to access it. You're gonna have to play on the game cartridges itself, which of course, good luck finding those with a good save battery because those cartridges are notorious for losing their save batteries, mainly because of the in-game clock function with the day and night system and all that. So yeah, but it's definitely a good starting point if you ever want to get familiar with Pokemon. But like I said, especially Heart Gold and Silver, I've stressed this enough times with how great those remakes are, and of course the soundtrack. I also love the soundtrack. One of my absolute favorite soundtracks in Pokemon, next to Gen 5 though. But it's such a good soundtrack, with the new original tracks that was in this game, and also the remix tracks in Kanto, and and Gen 2 is real great about having having a return to a previous region, and seeing how much Kanto has changed. It's real. It actually does a good job with that, even though Kanto's gotten smaller. And probably not as interesting as it would be. Although it does get fixed in the remakes as well, with the dungeons being brought back and all that stuff. It's actually fleshed out a lot more. So, anyways, so yeah, I guess there's not much else to say. So, I do want to thank you guys for sticking with me on this journey. It's actually this Let's Play has actually been it's gotten quite a bit of recognition there. With around a lot of views and. It being a pretty popular Let's Play in itself, because there's quite a lot of Pokemon fans out there, since Pokemon is a real huge franchise and all that. So, of course, with these Let's Plays, there's going to be a lot of people drawn over to it, and, I'm actually real glad about that, with going to these Pokemon games, and, and if I do those in these channels, then, it's going to draw a lot of attention to it. And so, I'm actually real glad it's getting better with with this channel getting a better reputation because of it. And hopefully, I was just informative with things going on, with the Pokemon itself, or with how good they are and all that stuff there. So, but yeah, I do want to thank you guys for sticking with me throughout this Johto journey. And it's been quite a long time coming. With this gap between after having after having finished Gen 1 or Pokemon Red, and then 6 years later, then I actually finally get to Gen 2 with Crystal. And yeah, now that's another Pokemon playthrough it's done. And after 50 episodes, then we've finally come to a close. So yeah, it's been quite a journey and quite into something that that I've had fond memories for. Since I've had fond memories with Gen 2, and, just having played having grown up playing a Gold version, and it was quite a nostalgic trip. I'll have to say that much, and having and since I love this game growing up as a kid, and I especially love Heart Gold and Soul Silver. In fact, so much better because Heart Gold and Soul Silver were my absolute favorite Pokemon games back then, until Black and White 2 though. Which after Black and White 2, then Gen 5 became my absolute favorite gen. And to this day, I still love Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's still among my favorites, but Black and White 2 is without a doubt the one of the best, if not the best, even to this day. Like even with Wi-Fi gone, then but for single player purpose and for everything else, then it's still a great game, and I absolutely cannot wait till I get to that game. Once we get to Gen 5 though, because I have to do the part 1 and then part 2. So anyway, so yeah, that was I guess that's all there is to say at this point. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this journey here. And I'm gonna take another little bit of a hiatus here because because as you already know, as I've already explained, we're still looking for a place to live over in northern Florida, over in Jacksonville. So so after this is done, then I'm gonna take another hiatus and get into save some money, because I'm still having to stay on my folks' place, but we're saving up some money with jobs that we have right now. And we got some packing up to do, and then but once we find a new place and then move over to the next place, then that's when I'll go ahead and resume my channel. And so the next Let's Play I'll be going for, it's actually going to be a marathon based kind of Let's Play. Well, with several other Let's Plays, but it's going to be on a bit of a marathon with a certain franchise that I haven't really done in quite some time. In fact, I actually meant to do this one for quite a while now, but I haven't gotten to because I haven't had access to it, and so I was doing other games in that kind of same franchise. But it's actually something that I feel like I should have done back then, and I actually needed to get this one. But it's gonna be like several games in this very same marathon that was gonna begin too. So once we move into the new house in Jacksonville, then that's what I'll get to do in the next kind of project. And so that's what I'll go ahead and announce it and see what kind of project it is, or what kind of marathon project that's gonna be, and then you're gonna look forward to that one. So. Anyhow, so like I said, should be here, and then the next time we ever do get back into Pokemon, we're going to be jumping over to the third generation of the Pokemon franchise with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald in the Hoenn region. And of course, as per usual, I'll be doing the definitive third version, which is going to be Emerald. So stay tuned when I do a Let's Play of Emerald. So anyhow, so thank you guys so much for sticking with me for this journey, and I will see you guys for the very next for the very next project that we'll be doing. So. Stay tuned. Until next time, folks. Take care now.